I have the latest Apocabox and I want to do a review, so let's dig in. Well, here's the box. Here's the sheet that tells you everything that's in here. So let's go through what's in the box and I'll explain what's in this one. So I'm going to use this stump as a review. I'm going to lay everything out one by one and we'll take a look at it. First is the bow drill kit. And I should say at the beginning of all this that Creek has a video for almost every aspect of this kit. And when you get this booklet, you'll have the links for every one. For example, the Cedar toss game, the DIY ferro rod kit. And in this particular case, you have a Lightfoot bow drill kit. If you follow along, you can see the link to the video of him doing this on camera. So that's a fantastic aspect of what you get from the Apocabox. But what you have in this particular kit is you have a bow, and check out that bag that everything comes in. That's pretty cool. You have a what I refer to as a hearth board. You have cordage, which just happens to be 550 cord. And let's see what else we got in here. We got the spindle. And we have, I don't know what that is, I'll figure it all out in a minute. You have some tinder. You have some tinder. You have a handhold. And you have some ball bearings to make all this work very efficiently. Next, we have a game, Cedar toss game. And it has several different pieces in it. I've never seen this before, at least I don't think I have. So I'm gonna follow the instructions at the end of this and we'll see. That might be, yeah, we'll see. Next, there's a ferro rod, and according to the documentation that comes with this particular box, they've done this one before and it hit off so well they're going to do it again with this one. But what they've done is they have brought in also something that you can make your own handle. And I always love wood handles on ferro rods because you could actually shave some of this off and use it as tinder. And these are going to be spacers that you can utilize to make your own handle for your ferro rod, and everything's going to work together real well. And these are great ferro rods. Again, always with ferro rods, keep in mind you want to get that black paint off, and then you want to scrape to get your sparks, because the black paint is there to protect it so it doesn't deteriorate before you get it. Once you get all the paint off, everything works really well. Next, we have a knife. Who doesn't like a new knife? Now, as I said earlier, I think the recommended use for this would be for somebody that's getting new into bushcraft. This knife is a little lightweight, but that makes it easy to carry, easy to use, good for carving, doing some fine basic task around the camp. So again, who doesn't like a knife? All right, next we have another knife, but this one's, it's a little different and actually quite a bit special. Here's the handle for it, and here's the cutting edge. Now it came wrapped in bubble wrap, and I took it out just so it'd be easier for me to show you. But what you also have here is a nice little project handle material that you can work down to fit your hand the way you want to. Be real easy to do that with just a file and or sandpaper by itself. Once you work that down to where you want it, you can put your napped chert inside the handle, and you have spacers that are glue-like that you can utilize to help support it, and then wrap it with some thread. Now again, Creek's got a video on how to do this. It's real simple, real easy to use, so check that out. Last but certainly not least is this wax canvas. This comes from Campcraft Outdoors. You can see their website link in the small brochure that comes with this Apocabox. What you have here is wax canvas that you can form into a seat. I'm actually going to do this one, but what I also want to recommend to you is anytime you have something like this, just look at it. And what I mean by that is, what could you utilize that for? I could utilize that to cover my head. I could utilize that to carry stuff in my hand. I could utilize that to put fire tinder in and cover it up in the wax canvas. I mean, what kind of uses can you come up with wax canvas? It's a very useful tool outside of just a seat, is what I'm trying to get at. And you should always look at stuff like this and go, man, if it's wax canvas, that means it's waterproof. What could I use a waterproof holder or cover for? And there you have it. So I will be making a seat with this so we can take a look at it. So let's get to making some of these projects. Hey, so these seats are something that I've been utilizing since I was a kid. I used to do period correct reenacting, and back then we would make them out of canvases too. We would actually sew them in the field with extra pieces of canvas that we were utilizing in projects and stuff of that nature. Again, that's when I was dressing up like Daniel Boone, running around with loincloth, stuff like that. But so these have been around for a long time, and I'm really glad that Campcraft is doing this project with Creek so people can see this sort of stuff. It's fantastic. But here's how I usually go about putting this together. Take a seat, you'll find what works for you. I think they recommend in the instructions something around 18 inches. I just cut a piece that I had available to me, so I didn't have to cut something I didn't want to cut. And all I've done is I've taken, to do lashing, everybody does it different, but what I'm going to do is I created a clove hitch and just put it around. Now I'm going to lash my ends through the middle and then do another clove hitch, and I'll do that a few times and we'll see where it takes us. So now we have everything put together. Let's try it out. Campfire time. So yeah, the Apocabox, check it out at myapocabox.com. Fantastic way for people to get started into bushcraft and survival practicing. A little bit of primitive bushcraft side of things in this particular box, so if you're interested in that, this would be a good one to get into. So check it out on the website. Thanks to Creek Stewart for sending this to us so we can show everybody what's in here. Really appreciate it, Creek. Come on, join in. Let's learn together.